This is not your average birthday party.
Happy birthday, women's and gender studies. Happy birthday to you.
There is cake, food, and presents, but this is for Girl Fest, the 25th year anniversary of Women and Gender Studies at the University of Toronto's Scarborough campus. These students say they couldn't be more proud.
Well, I'm a fourth-year Women's Studies student, and the past 4 years have been phenomenal. I think Women's Studies program really opens the mind of the student, and it really makes you think about how women are oppressed, how women are discriminated against, how women live their everyday lives. And you apply it to your other programs. Like, I'm a political science major as well, and you can apply like women in development. I don't know. I just think 25 years of Women's Studies at UTSC needs to continue. We shouldn't be like Guelph and shut it down. I think we should continue, and happy birthday, Women's Studies.
Happy birthday, Women's Studies, 25 years. I happened to be looking through catalogs and trying to figure out when Women's Studies started at UTSC, and I was very excited to see that it really was right when I started to go to university, almost the same year. And when I was at Trent, they didn't have Women's Studies. So this was quite exciting to see what was happening here. At the time, would have been a really tiny campus, and that it was so vibrant. And coincidentally, Connie Guberman had been a TA at that time. And when I announced it, I found that Women's Studies students were really abuzz with excitement. So that's why we were calling it a birthday instead of an anniversary.
Today's Girl Fest panel includes Women and Gender Studies pioneer Connie Guberman, Professor Victoria Tamasebi, and recent graduate of the Women and Gender Studies program, Miriam.
I was often questioned about what I was going to do with women's studies. Like, the question often was, what are you going to do? Where are you going to work? And I was like, okay, So I always encourage students to take the ownership, the onus is on them to essentially make the program work for them. And I think I was able to do that because I found two programs that worked so close to home for me, but I also found ways to allow them to complement each other. So as I mentioned, I was doing health studies, which is a very popular program on this campus, but I always felt there was something missing, the gender lens that I was able to use in everything else. I wanted to bring it over. I wanted to blur those boundaries. And I was able to do that. Everything I did in health studies had a gender lens to it. I was looking at various experiences, and I'll highlight some of those. And then the same thing on the women's studies side. I was able to bring the perspectives, this, social determinants of health, the holistic understanding of health, and apply it to what I was and how I was studying issues related to women's lived experiences.
I thought it was very informative. I learned a lot.
Okay, I just wanted to say that I thought the panel was really great and people had interesting things to say. And I love Women's Studies because it's just so unique and diverse, and women are coming together talking about their issues.
It'd be important for you to come out, hear the discussion, and contribute to it, since the field is now open to my gender as well. Yay.
Hi, I'm Pavel, and I'm attending one of the Girl Fest events. Just had a discussion panel, some really interesting viewpoints presented. And myself, just while I came here, I like to come out to these sort of events because I find that often not too many guys attend, and I like to kind of throw in my own, unique viewpoint into the mix.
Women's and Gender Studies definitely is not dead. There's too much to know, there's too much to learn, there's too much to research. Women's and Gender Studies is a vibrant discipline like any other that works toward creating new knowledge by asking new questions. There's much more research to be done, and there's huge interest in studying this by the students. So who's saying it's dead? It's not even ailing.